octagon where the nicknames are made up and the long shots might just pay up. This is Chronic Combat Conversation. You know TB's on the mic, flipping names on sight. Renames every fighter, whether wrong or right. Rule with the glasses, rolling up the stash, breaking down the fights while they chase that cash. Parlays, props, dogs, long shots too. Digging in the couch, finding change for the crew. Early week breakdown, Saturday they hit. If you're betting with the boys, then you know this is it. Chronic Combat Conversations. Yeah. Light it up, place your bets, no hesitation. Chronic Combat Conversations. That's right. Green like the herb in the cash in rotation. Oh! Names get twisted, odds get lifted. Smoke clouds drifting while the picks keep shifting. TV's spitting fire.
Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your hosts, TB Scouting MMA and
the Guru, back again from the lovely Meta Apex Arena. We've got UFC Vegas 114, a featherweight main event between Josh Emmett and Kevin Vallejos. Should be a fantastic fight for as long as it lasts. We've got a co-main event between strawweights, Amanda Lemos, Border title contender, and Jillian Robertson, the Savage, on a crazy win streak. Let's see, could she be the newest title challenger? But before we can get into that, we have a very, very special guest of the show. Make sure you guys go check him out over on YouTube, Couch Warrior Podcast. Go check out his Twitter. You guessed it, Couch Warrior Pod. Click that link tree. You can go get his picks as he plays them. Mike, brother, what's going on, man? We were just chatting about that. It's been a little too long, my friend. How are you?
It's been a while, been almost a year, but I'm hyped to be back. Always a fun show to do. Always fun to talk fights with you guys. Also, banger intro song. It's been a while since I tuned in. I like that. That was good. I was bumping to it in the background.
Let's go. I love that. Yeah, we were blessed by Bufo, baby.
Blessed by Bufo. Be like Dixon. Crip walk all the way to the couch. Like the show. Subscribe. If you're feeling crazy like some of our best friends, John Newquist, right? Give a donation if you're feeling sassy. We might just name a segment of the show right after you.
We just might. We're live every Thursday, never a second late. Don't
Never.
Look at your clocks. Daylight savings. It's always 8 o'clock on the dot, Eastern. The best bets, the best guests, always free picks. And we're coming in hot. We've got Grandma's Couch Cushion plays with the Couch Warrior Pod. I don't think it gets any better than this. So without further ado, this is what the people came here for. I hope you were crip walking to the beat as well, because we're ready for the main event. We've got the CCO. That's not Triple C. He's the Chronic Combat Officer. Josh Emmett, plus 410, versus Kevin El Chino Vallejos, minus 550, making his first UFC main event in the cozy Apex, the Meta Apex, now with more fans than ever. Tune in this week to find out, is Kevin Vallejos a real contender? And there he is, and there's John Newquist. It's looking like a violent card. You're the man. Shout out to the boy. We will be naming the dog of the week in perpetuity after our boy John Newquist.
Didn't we cash both of them last week?
We gave out 3. I'm pretty sure at least one of them did a
guaranteed one. So
we guaranteed one hit with the DR, and at plus 200 it covered any of the ones we would have given out. So that's guaranteed. But regardless, stay tuned in, because we're definitely going to have some dogs for you guys. And shout out to John. He's the GOAT, a true sponsor of the Chronic Combat experience. But, you know, in this matchup, I'm really curious to see what happens. There's a couple dynamics here that I'm not sure Vallejos has had to face in a UFC fight. One, I guess he's faced the knockout power, right? Like facing Jean Silva on Contenders. You know, he's faced the hand of God, right? But what he hasn't faced on top of that is someone that is willing to, you know, pursue a potential wrestling game plan. And also, you know, this is a 5-round fight. So we're going to learn a lot about Kevin Vallejos here. And it's just about how frisky are you feeling trying to get in front of the hype train. And I'm sitting here and I'm just like debating, because on the numbers, it's not really that overwhelming on the Vallejos side. Like, yeah, I know he lands a little more volume, but the efficiency isn't necessarily that much better than Emmett's. And, yeah, he's going to be a little bit faster, but, Emmett's got at least a little bit of reach, and you figure he's going to have a huge power advantage, which is going to maybe make Kevin Vallejos tone down on his output. Things that stood out to me in the fights that Josh Emmett's losing is, it's either top-notch competition or it's top-notch competition. There's really no other explanation for it. Like Lerone Murphy, the dude knows how to fight with a defensive game plan and still fight with volume, stick and move. And even he runs into a sticky moment here or there. But, he's just truly a level above when it comes to athleticism, movement, and he has the height and reach advantage in that fight. Vallejos is the less reach here. So, watching the Giga Chikadze fight, he couldn't necessarily figure out the body kick for a bit, but Giga's got a way of slowing down, a way of kind of, having his way not play out in fights and not being able to fight to a high volume game plan. Emmett has landed over 100 strikes multiple times in the UFC. I've never seen Vallejos land 100 strikes in a UFC or Contender Series fight. So, I'm not even sold that he's necessarily winning a volume striking battle. It's truly the age factor. 41 years old. So is Josh Emmett truly cooked? Because this is not a Yusuf Zalal situation where Vallejos is going to come out, just take him down, and just armbar the shit out of him. Like, that's not happening here. So if it's a striking battle, you get Emmett's best case scenario.
So what is happening? I feel like that was a ramble. What is happening, Pops?
It's dog or pass.
Thank you.
I feel like I need because all I've heard, listen, we've got a minus 550 favorite on the other side of it. And I'm sure that he's going to be the popular, selection for a winner in this week. But
how would he even do it? I don't see him necessarily out voluming to a decision across 5 rounds, to your point. The way that he would do it to me is like it would be attritional damage, right? Like he's just out voluming Emmett across the whole fight. Emmett's just too slow, too plodding. Vallejos just continues to move, and the damage just accumulates on Josh, right? That would be his way. Josh is not somebody that just gets knocked out of there easily. Go ask Jeremy Stevens, had to quit to knock him out. I felt one of the few times I really heartbroken for a fighter. And I'm such a big Josh Emmett fan. And he gets finished. His worst sub is Yair sub. But Yair's long and tricky, and that fight was in Australia. Like, it's just a weird spot. So you have to consider a dog here, if for no other reason than if you were closing your eyes. The UFC guys in main events this year, dogs are 4-2. Like, they're just kind of pulling through. So I would think that a Josh Emmett play is live, and honestly, I don't even know if you don't even need the KO per se. He could win a decision, which I think was your overall point, TB.
Yes, thank you. Because I'm sorry if it took a little long to get there, but even so, we're talking about a 2-minute break.
It was a little wordy. No, it was all good. It's all good. But I'm dog or pass. It has to be dog or pass from moneyline perspective, unless Couch Warrior's digging into the cushions here, and he's got some sort of prop, some sort of slice on the favorite or on the rounds.
What are you thinking, Couch? What do you got here, Mike?
I was just looking. I don't know why I just caught a stray. Couch Warrior never had the makings of a varsity athlete or a warrior.
All right. Well, first thing you need to do is park your ass on the couch and go watch Sopranos. Stop studying for law school and get married and all the bullshit.
Bro, I graduated 3 years ago.
No, I know. Well, so even less of an excuse that you haven't watched Sopranos. Get to it, brother.
Anyways, for this fight, I'm not super passionate. I do think it's probably dog or pass, just because I wouldn't lay minus 600 on Vallejos. I tried to fade him with Giga, and I felt decent about that bet. I'd probably make that bet again, but he did look good. It was impressive to come out and knock out Giga. He did adjust. I do think he's the truth. The kid's really, really young still. He's a young dude, and he's already really talented. He is athletic. He does have really good striking. He does have power. I think the cardio is still a question mark. Definitely over 4 and 5 rounds. We don't really know what that's going to look like. I think he'll get there, but I think right now, if someone really pushes the pace on him, he might have problems. I just don't think that Josh Emmett is necessarily a guy who's going to push the pace. Josh Emmett these days, I don't think he's what he used to be. I've always kind of underrated him. I remember I was there live for the Calvin Kattar fight. I thought Kattar won. It was also a very awkward experience. I was sitting right next to a guy who had money on Emmett, and it wasn't fun. But either way, yeah, like maybe he can knock out Vallejos. Maybe he can hurt him. Maybe he can steal some rounds with some big moments. He still has the power. I don't think that's gone, but I just think he's even slower than he used to be. I don't think he was ever particularly fast, and I think Vallejos should be able to get it done here. I think they're maybe pushing him too fast, but I don't think that Emmett's going to be the one who's going to make them pay for it, I guess.
Yeah, it's respectable. I feel you. But, man, the price is so bad.
I can't blame anybody for taking the shot on Emmett. He's what now? Plus 450, plus 500?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I can't blame anybody.
It's worth a little tickle.
It is a step up. I'd say it's a step up from Giga.
This isn't the only like plus 400 dog I'll probably be taking some sort of a sprinkle on.
Oh, baby. That's pretty amazing. It's not the Rob Thomas, but he's our favorite Rob Thomas. Actually, I can't actually even say that for the Guru. It might not be his favorite Rob. It's my favorite Rob Thomas.
This is how a heart breaks.
Yeah, Emmett 900 decision. Like, listen, he could totally outland this guy over the fight. You know, if he's not landing a knockout, he has landed more volume in UFC fights. But all right, we're moving on. Someone called the manager because we've got Amanda Karen Lemos versus Jillian the Savage Robertson. Minus 198 on the Jillian Robertson side, plus 164 on the Amanda Lemos side. Mike, I got to know what you think first on this fight. What do you got here?
I was looking at this one today, and it's like, I don't really know what to make of it. I don't like betting on canceled fights and rebooked fights. I feel like I just end up messing them up pretty much every time, so I just try to stay away. And this is one where, like, I feel like Jillian probably gets it done. She probably has the grappling to take down Lemos, but Lemos' takedown defense isn't that bad. Like, it's actually pretty good, honestly. I think sometimes off of her back, she's not the best, and sometimes she can struggle, but she had good get-ups against Suarez, too. She struggled the most against Suarez against the cage. It wasn't so much the takedowns. I mean, she did get taken down. She did get controlled, but I also think Suarez is a lot more physical. I think she's a lot stronger and has better wrestling than Jillian. So I think Lemos can give her problems. I think she could keep it on the feet to an extent, and I think that on the feet, she's pretty clearly the better striker. Jillian's maybe improved over the years slightly, but I wouldn't really say by much. I think she's an okay striker. It's enough to set up her takedowns to an extent, but if she's stuck on the feet for a prolonged period of time, she's in trouble. She's quite hittable, and I think Lemos can steal rounds that way. I definitely do, but overall, I think I got to go with Jillian. Younger fighter, less damage at this point of her career. She does have a pretty significant advantage if she does get the fight to the ground. I don't think she's going to finish the fight necessarily. I lean towards this being a decision, but her ground and pound's really nice. Her control is good. She's transitioning well on the ground. I think she'll be able to get Lemos in some risky positions. And I was thinking about like a Jillian round 3 decision prop, or like a Jillian decision prop, or maybe fight goes the distance and don't pick a side. I think it's like minus 135 on FanDuel. I'm a little worried that Lemos might be towards the tail end of her career, and maybe she doesn't react well to something on the ground, and maybe Jillian is able to lock something in. And I'm not a big interview guy, but Jillian is saying stuff like, oh, I really want that title shot. Maybe if I get a finish, I can get that title shot. And I don't want to really be laying any kind of chalk or anything like that on the fight goes. If Jillian's coming out here extra aggressive, she's already been extra aggressive in her recent fights. And I do think there's a chance that Lemos ends up in a bad situation on the ground and doesn't get out of it. So it'll be Jillian for me, but no bet.
Guru?
Yeah, no, I think that Jillian Robertson should be able to get it working here. On the feet, it is a problem. let's just be honest. She, to your point, Kat, she just has not improved enough per se in some of those areas. You know, do we actually think that Jillian Robertson will someday hold a UFC title? I don't believe so. But if she can, you know, whether Amanda slips on a banana peel or Robertson can, you know, either take the back from, you know, standing near the cage or any of these types of scenarios, Jillian will have a severe advantage, which is why she's a minus 200 favorite here. And, you know, like we've said many times, TB, if you're going to play a favorite, if it's going to be north of minus 200, you need to be able to get a finish. And she's right there. And she can get a finish. She could also just win a decision with top control. So I do like Jillian here. But would it be the most shocking thing in the world to see her disappoint? No, not necessarily. It would be interesting to see the fight going the distance in general, just to kind of take that play, kind of fading the violence of Jillian Robertson, because the truth is like, I mean, Amanda Lemos, I mean, it's been a while since she's got to finish, right? They both finished Marina Rodriguez. So each of their last finishes. What do you think here, TB? Anything specific? I'm not even sure if I love a prop. What's her sub line? What are we even looking at here? Yeah, I bet they're probably even at plus 200 a pop.
I just feel like, Amanda Lemos just fought 1, 2, 3, 4 better grapplers in her last 5 fights than Jillian Robertson.
Yeah.
Like Tatiana Suarez, I know that was kind of the washed version of her, but Lemos' takedown defense, get up game. I mean, she stuffs a fuck ton of takedowns in that fight. She gives up 3, but she's constantly fighting to get back up. And you could argue that's a Lemos win if you're purely going off damage and not factoring in control time. Suarez really does nothing there. So I'm curious from an athleticism and a body type perspective, what is Jillian Robertson's biggest difficulty in her career? Every time she faces someone more athletic and physically strong than her. Right. Yeah. So she loses to Mara Bueno Silva. That's 1. She loses to Macy Barber. That's 2. Tyler Santos. That's 3. Miranda Maverick. That's 4. JJ Aldrich. That's kind of sad, but that's number 5 of better athlete with better processing game plan who can stuff takedowns and box you up from distance. Then you get the Tabitha Ricci fight, and that's another better athlete than Jillian Robertson. Who is she beat? That's a better athlete than her. Marina Rodriguez was retiring. Luana Pinheiro is a gasser and not a good fighter. Michelle Watterson Gomez was retiring. Poliana Viana is not a real fighter and will just sit on her back and accept takedowns. Piera Rodriguez is not a real fighter. Maria Agapova is not a real fighter. Priscilla Cachoeira is she's on the downswing of a lifetime, and she can never defend a takedown or anything.
5 years ago.
Exactly. But my point is, when has Jillian Robertson beaten someone that's more physical than her?
I mean, Luana's more physical, I would say, and more athletic, but Luana also had moments. She looked pretty solid on the feet there in that fight.
Luana doesn't have as good of takedown defense. She has more of a judo rather than a jiu-jitsu, and Lemos has got her own, jiu-jitsu credentials. I forget if it's exactly a black belt, but you can see, I mean, when she's facing these fighters, the only one that's really able to get her out of there and kind of embarrass her in these sequences was Jandiroba. But that's okay. I'm sorry. Andrade was also hilarious. But once again, that's a fighter that can out physical Amanda Lemos and Jessica Andrade. Jillian's not doing that on the feet. So she's going to need to get takedowns and get it consistently. I have a difficult time seeing her do that consistently and hold that control time. I can't take Jillian as a favorite here, but what I would do if you are on the Jillian side, and you do think 2-3.
No, 1-2.
2-3. Verna didn't get it until the end of round 2, the very end of round 2.
It doesn't really.
She's a way better grappler.
Jillian has 1 sub in round 3. I promise you, if she's not getting it in the first 7, if she doesn't get it in the first 7 minutes, the fight's going the distance.
Well, that's my other point of contention is Jillian doesn't finish fighters that are actually good and have something to fight for. So unless Amanda
what does Lemos have to fight for?
It's a great question.
She's 100 million years old. They're sticking her in the apex. Even if she wins, it's a lose-lose situation because if she wins, she's just going to get a step right back up the mountain to who?
Well, yeah, but this is what happened. This is what happened in the Yasmin Lucindo fight. Oh, she's going out the door. She's got no chance. She's going to get wrestled. She's going to get controlled. And who wins 2 out of 3 rounds of that fight being the bigger, more physical fighter that controls
the difference there is Lucindo is much younger and much less inexperienced and even less physical than Jillian Robertson. And that's saying something.
Right. And then her only loss after that was Suarez. So, listen, I don't think that Lemos is completely washed.
What I'm kind of hearing is fading the narrative, but not too far, TB. It's a Jillian Robertson decision.
And what price are you getting on that?
I mean, you don't even have to go that far. Minus 144 for fight to go. You don't even have to touch a side.
I feel you. I just feel like the calf kicks and physicality would be, Lemos could totally get Jillian out of there, if she's landing the right
then you want the other side. Then you want fight doesn't go because it also covers your Jillian Robertson sub. So pick what you want, or don't.
I would prefer the dog here. Just a straight shot on the dog.
The big dog.
I'm more confident in this idea than I am the Emmett idea, because I truly think that
the line is half the price. Path. I would agree with that too.
But there's a legitimate path here, and it also follows like the type of fighter that gives Robertson trouble. Wait for the weigh-ins, because Lemos could totally come in, miss weight terribly, look horrible, and gas out bad and get finished down the stretch. If she comes in, makes great weight, looks, like she's not dying, the dog shot's there. All right, we're moving on. Those are the ones I had most passion about, so you guys are in luck the rest of the way. We've got Iwan the Hokulelaba, Power Kitties, plus 210 versus Umar from Sea Shining Sea, minus 258. Yeah, this fight is it's going to be terrible, and I'll tell you why. Umar C is not a real fighter, and Iwan Kutalaba doesn't have any real game plan to his fighting. So we're just banking on Umar C to get enough control over 2 rounds here. I don't see him finding a finish on Kutalaba unless this guy gasses out, and I don't see Kutalaba winning the fight unless he just goes balls to the wall and throws everything he's got in the first minute. He hasn't been doing that as much recently, so I don't trust him.
Just so you know, this is not the bout order.
Oh, no, they changed it?
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to put this here.
Oh, balls. All right, well, I apologize, but we're going to keep going. So, ultimately, I'm taking Umar C to win by some type of disappointment as the fight goes deep. But, yeah, who's to say that Iwan Kudelaba couldn't pull an Alonzo Menefield? So, for God's sake, do not parlay Umar C. I would just be interested, the over 1.5 at minus 154. I think that, this is a guy that went the distance with Modestas Bukauskas, Iwan Kudelaba. I could see this being a funny decision.
Here's the thing with the Alonzo Menefield fight is that he probably should have won that fight. Why did he lose? He lands more strikes. He lands has control time. What?
I mean,
what else do you need?
You say lands more strikes definitively and stuff, but you're not measuring the impact because Menefield was going to be landing harder there.
It's a close. He really shut down.
It's a close fight when he was minus 700. The judges
correct. It's way too close. But he takes his first loss. I think he learned some lessons in that fight. And how have we not seen Alonzo Menefield versus Ian Kutalaba in the UFC like that? I want to see that.
That would be a hilarious fight.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen it a million times without ever seeing it. So I definitely right. I feel
that's how I feel about Tavares Sanders. We'll talk about it later, but I feel like we've seen that fight. I feel like we've seen it
without a doubt. I like Umar C here, but TB, what I like most of all is what you said. Fight to go to disappointment.
Yes,
without a doubt, there is no chance either one of these mean mugging jack motherfuckers are gonna get in that octagon and do fucking anything.
Yeah,
they're gonna stare at each other and dance around and cage push. At TB, we've talked about it. I think it's time to build a ladder.
Where were you when we built a ladder to decision?
So I like that over. I like that over 1.5. I like that fight to start round 3 and the fight to go the distance. I mean, come on.
All right, Mike, what do you got here?
I didn't even think about the fight goes the distance until now, but I feel like the number is not that nice. Plus 160 is okay. But this is a fight I'm not super passionate about this fight. I think there's potential. It's disappointment, like you guys said, but I think it could be fun too. I mean, Kutelaba, I know against Modestas, he didn't seem very urgent. It was kind of a weird performance. I also felt like he possibly won that fight. It was a weird decision, but either way, it was kind of weird to see him like that. He's usually more aggressive. I mean, in the Ibo Aslan fight, he came out there going crazy, and I think he could do it again. And Umar C also hit or miss. He's a little bit more tentative, but it's a tricky one. I'm not counting out an Umar finish. I do think he can finish Kutelaba. I mean, Kutelaba got rear naked choked by Johnny Walker, so I don't really see why C can't submit him. He is a good grappler. I do think he's the better grappler. He's the more physical guy, the stronger guy. I do think he can probably take down Kutelaba. I wonder what's going to happen if Kutelaba takes him down, because Kutelaba is a pretty good wrestler in his own right. I actually think he's a quite a good wrestler. It's just once he gets tired, that starts to go, but he's solid early. And we've never really seen C off of his back much. So I do wonder, maybe he'll struggle. Maybe he might have problems. But I lean towards him being able to get back to his feet. And I do think that he's also probably a little bit of a cleaner striker than Cutelaba. At least he's throwing straight down the pipe, whereas Cutelaba is just swinging from the hip every other punch. And Cutelaba, I also can't trust the guy. I love him. I've lost a lot of money on him. I've trusted him when I shouldn't, but his cardio is poor. His fight IQ is even worse. He has no defense whatsoever. And he's fun, but I don't really want to put money on him. So I'm going to pass on this one, and I'm going to pick C. But if I had to play a money line, it would probably be Cutelaba.
Nice. Yeah, beautiful. I am trying to right my wrongs here. So hang tight while that process occurs.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely could be an interesting matchup in that regard. I mean, what can we honestly expect from Ion Cutelaba? Because sometimes he can come out like a bat out of hell, like you're saying, and then sometimes he's just super lethargic.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean to the last 4 fights. 3 of them have went to decision for Cutelaba.
I love the fact that they're like still not sure over 1.5.
Wasn't Ebo Aslan 2 fights ago? That was a finish.
Yes, but 3 out of 4. That's the one. That's the one. That is the one. Ebo also. I mean,
Ebo no chin, no defense. Like he's not even
no cardio, no will to live,
just titties and steroids.
We always say you got to fight. He had no will to fight. That was
None.
for sure. He did have some big tits, though. All right, we're moving on. Andre Touchy-Feely versus Jose Miguel Carlos Delgado. Minus 380 for Carlos Delgado, plus 300 for Touchy-Feely. Yeah, I mean, I can't help but feel like the matchmakers just want to see Andre Feely's 1 win, 1 loss streak continue here.
I was just about to say, like, what if I had a lock of all locks for you? Like, he has been alternating wins and losses. I mean, yes, he had he had the no contest in the middle in 2021, but in reality, he's been alternating wins and losses for basically his entire UFC career. He had a 2-fight
crazy.
He had a 2-fight winning streak twice.
Yeah.
That's it. He has never won 3 in a row ever in his life. And 2 in a row twice. And that's in his prime when we all still considered him a prospect. He's going to lose here. Delgado, honestly, I faded him with Nathaniel Wood. And am I thrilled about it? Well, yeah, of course I cashed a bet, but was I sure that he won? No, not necessarily. It was a very, very close fight. So I think Jose Delgado gets back on the wagon here. I think he gets it done any way that he wants. He can absolutely finish Andre Feely, and he can also just win a decision. So I think I'm just going to parlay Jose Delgado to a fight coming up very shortly.
Okay. I like that. And then, Mike, what do you got on this fight?
Yeah, not a ton to add. I do think Delgado's going to get it done. I also played Wood against him, and I also was not confident that Wood got the win. I was happy to cash, and I think the line's maybe a little bit wide. If this fight gets extended, I do think Feely can maybe compete. He could maybe wrestle him. He could maybe take him down a little bit, and I wouldn't be shocked if he hurt him either. Feely still has power. He still hits hard, and Delgado's chin isn't the greatest. He's been hurt before. It wasn't just the Wood fight. He can be dropped, and I think Feely can catch him, and I think he can land takedowns. So I think it's possible. And depending on how the first round and a half goes, maybe I'll live bet it, but probably not. I think Delgado's going to come out there. I think he's going to knock him out. I think Delgado's the truth. Loss was probably good for him. He'll learn from that. And he's just a cleaner striker at this point of his career. He's faster. He hits a lot harder. I'm pretty sure he's the bigger guy, even though Feely will be closer in size than somebody like Wood was. So maybe that'll be a little bit of a problem, but I doubt it. I think Delgado's better in the clinch, too. I think his clinch knees are nasty. And, long story short, I think he knocks out Feely maybe in the first or second round.
I like that. And, things I was thinking about here is, he even looked to have the cardio carrying deep. So say Andre Feely's having success wrestling early, I think Delgado could be live at any point to get the knockout. So, my prop that I like here, I mean, Andre Feely, it's not that he's just been knocked down. Like Nathaniel Wood's been knocked down before, and he got knocked down in that fight, but he really doesn't get knocked out.
Wait. But did he get up again?
He did. But Andre Feely, I don't think he gets up again. So I think that this is going to be a Jose Delgado knockout. And the best line that I found so far is on my favorite sports book that loves to limit me, Fanatics. So
They do
plus,
not.
That's the worst book ever, bro. That's the worst book.
It is, but at the same time, I would love to take plus 120 instead of plus 115. It's minus 110 on DraftKings. Like
On where? Plus 120 on what?
Plus 120. I told you the book. We were just laughing about,
Yeah.
you know, who limited me.
No, but what's the bet?
I'm going to ship it. It's knockout. Jose
Oh,
Miguel Delgado by knockout. Plus 120. He's got plenty of power, and Feely's got knocked down plenty of times.
But he could just club and sub him.
Regardless, I'm going to go ahead with my,
But
move
why?
there.
What do you mean, but why?
Because it's plus 500 for the sub. So I mean, like, listen, if you think, oh, that's the real, like, is inside the distance getting you a better price? Is round 1, round 2 getting you a better price? Like, you're not.
Yes. See, now, as Drake would say, you're talking my language. How about the round 1, round 2? Because if it gets to round 3, we all know what's happening.
Tell us.
Yeah, it's going the distance.
Okay,
so,
and what's the price? Did
it's
you do
not
the work?
fancy. It's minus 110 over on DraftKings. I have FanDuel. I mean, so we'd have to check DraftKings. We might get some plus money somewhere. But
talk to me about the round 1, round 2 knockout prop then.
Why are you doing these things, Father?
Because I'm trying to find this. It's going to be a knockout. I don't think it's a submission.
Plus 150.
That's not even that much better than plus 120. I'm just going to keep.
No, it's terrible. No, like it's cooked. It's cooked as shit.
Yeah, you told me everything I need to know. I'll ship it for you. You can make your own decision. And for the benefit of everyone and Mr. Couch Warriors time, we're moving on because we're taking Jose Delgado. All right, here we go. We've got Marwan, a freaky Rahiki.
I don't like it.
That's his own nickname.
He's got he's gotten head kicked by Yair Rodriguez. He gets knocked out by Joe Anderson fucking Brito and Dan 50K Ige.
Yeah, and guess who hits very hard as well? Jose Delgado.
Yeah, but not
if Nathaniel would he can eat that shot and recover, we're gonna watch, death on the side of Andre Fili in that case.
You're not wrong, but anyway, you're probably right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you guys can choose. You've heard both sides of the argument. We're gonna move on for your sake. It's Freaky Rahiki. It's Harry Houdini Hardwick. It's coming to you live from the Meta Apex. It's minus 258 for Rahiki. It's plus 210 for Hardwick. And Guru, what do you got here?
You didn't have to go very far. You found my parlay piece.
Oh, God.
I'm taking Marwan Rahiki, and I'm going to parlay him with Delgado. Is it dangerous? Sure, it's dangerous. Rahiki definitely has some holes. He's not perfect. I'm not sure he's going to be the next champion, but I think that he's much better than Harry Hardwick. Cage Warrior fraud, eats a lot of damage. I mean, Kawhi Fernandez kicked this guy's ass like really badly. So I absolutely think that Marwan Rahiki can come forward and hit this guy with clean shots over and over, because I just don't see Hardwick having the striking defense to deal with him.
That's fair. Mike, what are you thinking here?
I think it's a little scary to parlay Rahiki, but I guess I can.
It's very scary. I'm actually quite scared.
I feel like
he didn't look good. He didn't look great.
I'm not following the parlay. I'll be honest with you.
I feel like people are being really hard on Hardwick for that performance. I mean, he was up a weight class and he was on 3 days short notice. So yeah, he looked in horrendous shape. He did not look good, and he had no time to game plan. So no, he didn't have an answer for the calf kicks. Now, I would hope that most fighters have an answer for calf kicks. It's a pretty common move, but I can understand it. It was a tricky matchup. Kawhi Fernandez, he is a good kickboxer. You can't take that from him. He does have power. He does hit hard. His kicks are hard. And it was a rough situation for Hardwick, but he wanted the shot. His brother kind of lost his opportunity because of the Contender Series, lost there after a ton of hype. So he took it, and I get it, but now he's coming back to his rightful weight class. He's coming down to 145. You look on an Instagram, he looks pretty, I wouldn't say ripped, but he looks in shape. You can see his abs. Looks like in a lot better shape than he was on the short notice opportunity. And I think he's going to look better here. Can he get knocked out early? Possibly. I do think for the most part, he's pretty durable. He can take a punch. He's very hittable. That's a problem. And Rahiki's explosive and he is clean and he does set things up pretty nicely. So maybe he can catch him early on. But I lean towards Hardwick surviving early. And then if he survives, like,
he's got a good chance.
What's to say he doesn't build? Like he works the body really nicely. He has good leg kicks of his own.
Maybe I'll find a better leg.
Rahiki's got those long, lanky legs. Like I think he can be leg kicked in his own right. And I think if Hardwick's working the body the entire time, I think he can slow him down too. I'm very tempted on the Hardwick side. I think he can grapple him also. Back takes could be there. We saw that with Rahiki. It was, I think, after he got hurt on the Contender Series, and then he hurt the guy. I forget what he threw. He threw something. He put himself completely out of position. And then Malumbo, I think that's his name. He just hops on his back and then he loses it right away. But that was weird. Like
he's really bad. It's really bad.
Rahiki makes a lot of mistakes. I think he's going to be good and I think he's very talented. But now he's very young, very green. He probably still gets it done. Like he'll be my pick. Like you got to go with the younger, more athletic guy who is a cleaner striker, who is more talented. But I think it's definitely dog or pass, and I'm very tempted on Hardwick. I do think he can right things maybe here a little bit. And while Rahiki, like I don't think Hardwick's got the power to knock him out clean. I don't think he's got the power to maybe, knock him down 2 times like it happened against Malumba. But I think maybe he could like hurt him a little bit enough to like back him off and steal moments in certain rounds. So yeah, dog or pass for me.
All right. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, how do you like these apples? All right. I'm taking him out of the parlay. I still want Delgado. I'll have to figure out another leg. But let's talk to Grandma, right? Let's go to the couch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You ready for this? I've got it figured out.
Wow.
Boys. Couch Warrior put some sense into me. You got Rahiki by KO round 1, round 2 over on FanDuel at plus 210. That is his win condition. And you hear me out. We watched this fight live, boys, and as this starts to go in through round 1, if he's slowing down, if he's not hitting him, first off, he's going to be north of minus 250. He's going to be -4, -5, -600 because he's going to be winning round 1. If he looks like he's slowing down or gives up a takedown, starts to slip on a banana peel, we take a shot on Harry Potter over there at +4, +500.
Okay.
What do you think about them apples, Mike?
I don't hate it at all. I'm a little nervous about stuff like that now because I had that strategy with Tumendemberel against Durden. I was like, all right, I'm like 90% certain Durden's going to win the first round. I'll just bet this guy live.
And I never had a chance.
And I had some 2-3 also. And then I never got the shot. And, pre-flop, I already think the line's a little bit too much. So I might get involved beforehand. We'll see. But I don't hate it. It could be a good way to do it because you're probably right. He's probably going to lose the first or get knocked out. And if he doesn't get knocked out and he does lose the first, you can get a really nice price. So I don't hate it.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm feeling like there's no reason to be on the favorite here because the question is who's going to be the better grappler in this matchup. If for some reason someone started wrestling, it's clearly Harry. Like we know nothing about Marwan's ground game. He's a kickboxer, transplanted to Australia with, maybe he's drilling takedown defense. I don't know how much he's really working on his grappling. I think Harry legitimately could be live for some type of submission at plus 1100 just to being like levels above in an area that, I don't know if Rahiki's all the way there. I'm not taking a dog shot. I'm not betting this fight on a money line. Guru, I like your prop idea. That is pretty cute. But if I was going to do something like cheeky, for like a dollar or two, it would be, the Hardwick sub at plus 1100 just for shits and giggles. But yeah, I think you guys broke it down beautifully. Make sure you guys are doing the right thing. Okay. Be like our boy, be like John Newquist, support the channel. Listen, we're going to come every week. The best bets, the best guests, always free picks. But if you want to support us in other ways, you're always welcome to. But it's not required. What is required, and I'm going to find out where you guys live if you don't do this. You got to like the show right now, like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is not a threat. It's a promise. All right.
You're gonna get us pulled off fucking.
I'm sorry, but I'm very passionate that the people help support us. It literally costs you nothing. We've been doing this week in, week out. What is this? The 6th year running now, Guru? Like we're on year 6?
Yes, sir.
Damn, bro. That's a good amount of time. I love it, dude. I do it for the love of the game.
Podcast 214.
Yeah, just show us some love. That's all. All right, beautiful. We're moving on. We've got Charles Energy Johnson. Welcome back. Minus 175 versus Bruno Bulldog Silva. Plus
My man-
145.
Our man Charles Johnson put up a very early contender for stun of the year versus Alex Perez because what the fuck happened? Yeah, what like
Yeah,
like they'd say
not ideal.
like they'd say on a Friday, right? You got knocked the fuck out. Like what happened?
You know, Charles is eating a lot of damage, and he's been hurt in a lot of fights now. I mean, for a guy that's been known for his epic durability and epic cardio and pace and, all this stuff, I mean, he was getting, poked up by Cody Durden, of all people, on the feet. So, I feel like Charles is just inconsistent to a point that I cannot touch him as a favorite. Even
Never.
if he's going to be, the pick in this fight for me, we've got a 5-inch reach advantage, a 5-inch height advantage. It's just he doesn't necessarily use it to his advantage to maintain distance. But what he does use it for is when he does start picking up the pace, it's a lot harder for his opponents to get out of striking distance when Johnson's finally on the offensive.
He got knocked out 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's not good. Like, why are we getting these fights cleared? Cody Brundage first.
I have
now
no
Charles
idea.
Johnson.
It doesn't actually make sense how the fight's getting cleared. And I'm just going to be honest. Bruno Silva has shown himself in the UFC to be a knockout guy. He's got 7 wins in the UFC, 3 by knockout, 4 by decision. I mean, this guy has a real chance at a victory here, especially if he tries to tip this guy over. So I'm kind of tempted on a dog shot here. I feel like this line has come down too. He was like minus 200.
Hard. It came down hard. He was plus 170 earlier this week, Bruno.
Yeah.
See, I would have touched that if I want to see what I can.
We're gonna do a little investigation. But Mike, what are you feeling about this fight?
I came really close to clicking Bruno at plus 170. I ultimately passed just because I felt like I was on Perez against Charles there, and it was a similar line, but I felt like Perez, I feel like he's a little bit more aggressive, and I think you have to be against CJ, and I also feel like Perez is a better wrestler than Bruno, and that's one of the reasons I bet him. That didn't come into play. That didn't matter, but that was one of the reasons I bet him at a very similar line. I think it was like plus 175, something like that.
Interesting.
But I do think it's terrible that he's coming back after 5 weeks. That doesn't make any sense. He got knocked out bad. He was literally chasing after Perez after the fight already got called off. And he also, like, I know that his get-ups are pretty good, and he has improved in the counter grappling, but he can still be taken down relatively easily, and he hasn't faced like a real grappler since Estevam. So, and Bruno Silva is a good grappler. I know that he likes to strike, and I think Guru was talking about the knockouts from Silva, but I forget. I think it was during one of his fights, like on one of the pop-ups, they said Bruno was a top 3 for knockdowns in the flyweight division, and it makes sense. The dude does hit hard. He is a little bit limited at range because he's so short, because his reach is so short, and that's kind of why I moved away from it, because I feel like Charles Johnson most likely is going to be able to manage that range, and he is going to be able to use that reach, and his teep kicks are good. I think that's going to be a good weapon, and he is clearly the cleaner striker, the more technical striker. I think he throws more too, but at least not early, but later on in fights. But that's another problem with him, right? Like, how are you going to make him minus 200 when he gives up round 1 almost every time? And Bruno will come out there. He is going to try. He's not going to just sit there and do nothing. So, yeah, the line's definitely off, but I ultimately passed. And now that it's come down even more, I'm definitely passing unless, for some reason a ton of money comes in on CJ. I doubt that it will. This is, I think, probably a mistake to take this fight.
Yeah, I'm not in love with the fact that there's so much volatility each time we see Charles Johnson hopping in there. So I'm going to go ahead and not have, any type of extensive action on this fight. There's just so many ways I could see it going. But live betting could be a super interesting angle. Charles is losing early, but he's not out of there. You might have to hop on the train if he's plus money at that point. Like, that'll be interesting. All right. Beautiful. We are moving on. We've got the action man, Chris Curtis at plus 270 versus Mikdebek Gorak Oral by minus 340. Mikdebek or Mikdebek?
His name is Steve.
Gorak.
So good.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think in this fight, it's truly we've seen Chris Curtis go from, once again, this durable guy, really able to just shuck takedowns off and avoid any control, to now, I mean, this dude's getting finished. And he's looking worse and worse, as each fight continues in his career. It's just not a great look on the Chris Curtis side. I really don't have like a lot of confidence in his game. And then what he's getting was a split decision versus Griffin too. Like, man, guys that he would have been smoking in other times, like if, it was a few years ago and quote unquote Chris Curtis in his prime. Now it's like, I just don't see the vision anymore. And, it's really a question for me if Gorak is able to get the submission as the fight goes on, or if we just see this fight end up going to decision. But I do trust that we're going to see a steady amount of wrestling, and moving up the weight from 155 to 170 only makes me feel better about Orobai's ability to wrestle at a high pace over the course of the fight. Like, the dude shoots 9 takedowns per 5 minutes of distance. So if he can just keep that up for me against Curtis, and his chin is just otherworldly. I know he's eaten a lot of damage against guys that have elite wrestling. Listen, like Rebecki, that's a tough dude to wrestle. You have to have better striking to beat him. You don't have to have better striking to wrestle Chris Curtis, in my mind. So, yeah, I'm going to take Orobai here. And, good luck, Chris Curtis, because you're dealing with a man from the Mesozoic era or whatever.
Interesting. I guess I would lean, if I'm going to do Orobai, I mean, I feel like he's got to get the finish. He really does. Like, I think he needs it round 1, round 2. So if I were to take a peek, and again, right, TB at minus 300, he better get that damn finish. Otherwise, he doesn't deserve the price tag, right? So if we look at his round 1, round 2 props here, we would find that for some reason that I'm having buffering issues. Sick. Yeah, I do think that that's his way to get it done. Otherwise, if it goes to decision, I just think that Chris Curtis is a guy that has too much experience going to the decision, and that Orobai shown himself to be somebody with not so great cardio. I thought that he was going to move up. Yeah, so this is still at welterweight. That's interesting. He did move up, but still his cardio has not been fantastic. He's had 2 first-round finishes since moving up to welterweight, right? That's correct.
No, just one. He's only been at welterweight for 1 fight.
Just the 1 fight? Well, he had 2 catchweight fights in a row. 160.
Which one was the catchweight?
Both. He misses weight versus Rebecki, and he fights at 160. Oh, no. It's a 160 catchweight. He's had 2 Oh, maybe he misses for that one. One of them he fucking misses for sure.
You're doing your best. That's what counts.
Exactly. And then the next one is actually a catchweight versus Masayev. So this is his first welterweight fight. He hasn't had great cardio. Not sure I love his cardio in general, or if I can even trust it. So I finally have it here. The round 1, round 2, make back Orobai is plus 210. If he's minus 340, he needs it there. Otherwise, he's not getting it, and you like fight goes the distance.
You got to fight.
Just saying.
Mike, did you get your full breakdown there? I know we went a little back and forth, but did you get your full analysis?
What, on this fight?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't spoken yet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, all right. Yeah. What do you got here?
Jesus.
Bets wise, nothing. I'm probably passing at this point. I mean, Orobai was like minus 240 a couple of days ago, and now he's minus 340. But I think he should get it done. I've never really been on the Chris Curtis bus, and I'm certainly not on it now. I think that at this point, he probably is a little bit washed. I think he's towards the tail end of his career. In theory, he's a tough matchup for Orobai for similar reasons to Rebecki. I mean, Rebecki, good counter grappler, good grappler in his own right, but Curtis is also technically also a good counter grappler. His takedown defense is solid, and he is the better boxer. I don't think anybody can dispute that. He's definitely the better striker. So on paper, he's probably a solid underdog, but at this point with his age, and I also think that his takedown defense is overrated. Personally, I feel like that was a lot of that hype was based off of like Rodolfo Vieira going 0-20 on takedowns on him, and then we all just started acting like he's Jose Aldo. But but like he's not. And then he starts getting taken down by kickboxers. You know, Imavov came out there and took him down. Kopylov came out there and took him down. Now I get it; they're big dudes. They're a lot bigger than Orolbai, and that could have had something to do with it. Maybe it'll be hard for Orolbai to take him down, but I don't think so. I think Orolbai will take him down. I think he is the better grappler. I do like that he's a lot younger. It freaked me out to see today that he's younger than me, actually, which is strange. I'm not sure if I believe it, but I do think he should get it done. And I don't really buy that he has bad cardio. Maybe he does slow down a little bit. Maybe the weight cut was getting to him, but I think he's going to be just fine with the cardio department. And Curtis also isn't really one to push a pace. That's another reason I was never super like crazy about him. And he was never really somebody I bet on, because I like people who lead exchanges, not people who just spend the entire fight looking to counter. And I feel like that's what Chris Curtis does. So I think Orolbai gets it done.
Do you think he gets the finish, or you think it goes the distance? Because that's where I actually think money can be made.
Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling with that part because I feel like he probably doesn't finish, but like, I mean, Curtis is getting old, and I don't think he's taking shots as well anymore. And he has been knocked out, and Orolbai's shown good power at welterweight. I mean, knocking out Hermansson's not super impressive, but he knocked out a 185er. So I mean, I do think he has some decent power.
Fight goes the distance is minus 134. You know, I mean, that's playable in itself. Whereas, you know, the fight going the distance, Orolbai to win by decision is only plus 150. It's not fantastic.
Yeah, it's rough laying chalk when Curtis could be washed, and something that probably wouldn't have finished him a couple of years ago might end up finishing him now. So that's something I was looking at was maybe the spread on Orolbai, like the minus 3.5 or minus 5.5. DK, I think minus 5.5 was minus 120 or just about pick 'em. So you would need 2 30-27s, or you would need a finish. And I don't hate that. I'm kind of thinking about it. On one hand, like, this could be a close fight, and it could be 29-28. But on the other, I could also see Orolbai running through him, whether it's a finish or just a very dominant decision.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, that makes the most sense to me, honestly. I like your way of attacking that. The spread could be interesting there because it covers multiple things. All right. Oh, yeah, this is electric. All right, we've got Vitor Bobby Petrino, minus 250, versus Stephen Concrete Asplund, plus 205. This is going to be an interesting fight. I'm curious, Mike, what do you got on this one?
Okay, first I got to ask, why Bobby?
Just because Bobby Petrino. The college football coach. Yeah.
The scandals. I'm not familiar.
He had some scandals too, so it makes it even funnier. So gotcha. He is Bobby.
He was scandalous. We should actually make his nickname Vitor the Scandalous Bobby Petrino.
That's right.
There you go.
I saw that stuff too. It's because he had like the brace on his hand. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I buy it. I mean, at this point, like, everybody's looking for injuries every week. Yeah. And we get these stupid staff posts that I want to smack people upside of the head for. Yeah, it's so annoying.
I feel like Anthony Hernandez came to that fight injured.
I mean, yeah, you also can't count anything out. We had Jared Gordon not too long ago telling us he got hit by a car. So it's like, and I mean, Lucas Almeida literally came out with a broken hand. Everyone saw it. Everyone knew he had a broken hand, and they just let that fight happen. They're like, it's okay, let's just do it. But for this one, I mean, this one's tricky because it's like my brain is telling me Petrino's going to take. What up, Lou?
Who is this? Who is it? Where's this guy? I love this. Lou.
But my brain's telling me that Petrino's just going to take him down and sub him, and I do think that's the most realistic outcome. I feel like Asplund does struggle in the counter grappling. It's nice that he trains with Peterson. I'm sure that helps him with his takedown defense. And you know, I'm watching him. He does the right things. He's trying to fight the hands. The underhooks are there. But off of his back, he's really not great. And I'm sure it'll continue to improve, but I just don't know if it's going to go fast enough to help him out in this particular fight. So I lean towards Petrino just doing just that and taking him down. But if for whatever reason he can't, I feel like Asplund might just smoke him. I really do think that's a possibility because Petrino now up a weight class. He's so slow. He's so plotty. He's not throwing a lot of output. And like the power has translated, and maybe overall this is a good move for him, but I think he's struggling with the cardio because he's not used to carrying so much weight. And he's like really fit going into the weight class. Like he's not coming in here chubby, like he's ripped. He's adding all this muscle that's going to make you slower. And if your body's not used to carrying that weight, it's also going to hurt your cardio. And we're seeing that with him. And Asplin, it's great cardio. He throws ridiculous volume. He targets the body really, really well. And I also really love his jab. I think his jab is money. I think it's going to be money in this fight. And if he can just keep it on the feet, I think he's going to look really good. My problem is I just don't think he's going to be able to do that. And I feel like Petrino's probably going to take him down and sub him. So that's what I think happens. But if it doesn't happen in the first round, I might end up live betting Asplin. And I might sprinkle the round 2, round 3 finish props too, because I can't help myself. It's kind of the perfect kind of situation for the round 2, round 3.
Yeah, I'm super interested. I mean,
that sub prop is interesting.
That's really the only way I think, Bobby clearly wins this fight. Other than that, he's in trouble. Asplin, this dude is just volume, pressure, pace. I know he doesn't have the best defense, but Vitor is not landed. Like, this isn't a Thomas Peterson situation where like it's a super small heavyweight and like, it's kind of just funny how comically short his arms are, and he's got no real fundamental like danger to his striking. Whereas Asplin, I mean, you're gonna be in trouble on the feet, Bobby. Like, you're gonna need takedowns, you're gonna need them fast, and you better consolidate top time and make sure he doesn't get up. I've got a feeling.
I think he could get tired after round 1 of trying to do that, and Asplin could come on with crazy volume.
That's what I'm thinking. So
he's done it. He's got a standing TKO in round 3. Like, he's done it. And the problem is I really do want to go back and watch that. I mean, what the fuck happened versus Denzel Freeman? Like, that can't be good.
Well, what I will say
that was
Denzel
crazy.
Freeman.
Lou, please tell me you bet that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's literally lose.
Yes.
Perfect.
You had the could you bet two yam bags in a fight? That would be like plus 10 million.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
Long should have been DQ'd so many times. That was so crazy.
That was really funny. It was a robbery.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards a dog shot here, but the line's been bouncing back and forth, so I just don't want to get the worst of it. I'll probably pull the trigger on the dog shot. I feel like I'm going to need some.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Vitor Petrino fan. I mean, he's just somebody that just has shit the bed too many times as a big favorite. And he's fought the absolute worst fighters in the heavyweight division you can fight. He's fighting somebody from 1776 and a failed NFL player.
Oh, that's so good. You nailed that one. That was electric.
You're welcome.
All right, beautiful. Yeah. Leave it there. You nailed it. Are you kidding me? There's nothing else to add to that. That was sick. All right, we've got Elijah Swift Smith versus Su Young Yu Jitsu. Minus 225 on the Smith side, plus 185 on the Yu Jitsu side. This fight just screams Elijah Smith parlay piece. I think this is who you put with Delgado. Jiu-jitsu is not going to outdo the wrestling of Elijah Smith. I think.
What if he puts him in a twister?
Well, so the are you referencing the Vince Morales fight there? Sorry, you caught me.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because I understand there was some sketchy moments like at the very, very end of the fight, but I think that those are the ones that you learn from. And Su Young Yu, while he's had success, it's like against who? I'm sorry, versus Nazi Junior or Nazi Senior. I don't know, like AJ Cunningham. That's not impressive at all. And what was it? Zhao Long? Is that his other, or was it
Correct.
Another Long? Yeah. No. So, am I impressed?
We tried to fade him with Bear Gang.
Yeah, I mean Elijah Smith here. We're looking at a protege. Now, at the same time, that doesn't mean I don't think he's gonna take a loss at some point here, against a real prospect, a real fighter. But he's being built. Like this is a good spot for Elijah Smith to face a guy where the only danger is the jiu-jitsu. Like he's not getting hurt in this fight on the feet. He's got a gigantic reach advantage of 5 inches, 6 inches. He's also 3 inches taller. Like, where is the danger here for Elijah Smith? Guru, I found your parlay piece. Throw him with Jose Delgado. What do you think about it, though?
Should I also put Oralby in there?
Because otherwise it's not plus money, right?
Correct. I mean, I actually without Oralby, it's minus 108.
Oh, yeah. I mean, did you check 365? The
No.
featured sportsbook of the UFC.
before you hit that parlay, can I just pitch why maybe not Smith as a parlay later?
All right, hold on.
Why he scares me is because he's just going to be like this. He doesn't have great jiu-jitsu, and he's going to put a ton of wrestling. He's going to give this guy a chance, is my thought. What is your more technical analysis there, Mike?
I'll do my best. Look, I won't take away the fact that Smith is clearly the better athlete, clearly more athletic, clearly more talented, I guess, and probably has a higher ceiling. But I do think that he's extremely green right now. And I also think that his cardio is not good. And maybe he'll learn to manage it better. But right now he doesn't manage it well. And we only really have the Morales fight and the who's the guy in the Contender Series he fought, the crazy dude?
Tao.
Oh, Tao.
Yeah. And Tao in terms of like under the UFC banner for fights that got extended. But in both of those fights, he slowed down hard. And Morales isn't even really a pace pusher. Morales is very reactive, not proactive. And Morales gave him issues. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember if I was on the Morales money line or not, but I did have the sub. And man, I thought we were getting in that second round and then in that third round too for a second there. But if Morales was giving him problems like that in the grappling, and I do think that Yu is a better offensive grappler than Morales. I think that his offensive wrestling is better. I think his offensive wrestling is good. I think that his control is good. I think he is a good grappler. His jiu-jitsu solid too. I know he hasn't gotten UFC finishes yet. He's been facing a lot of grapplers. And look, the Cunningham fight wasn't the most inspiring, but Cunningham's also a 155 or 145er who came all the way down to 135, and he's a big dude. And it's not necessarily like a super easy fight. It's a tricky matchup. So I can forgive him for that. And I just think that, yeah, on the feet, Smith is going to be better. Smith will hit harder, but that's also mostly early. Later on, I'm not convinced that he's going to be flying away on the feet, that he's going to be, really separating from you. And I do think that Yu is actually a solid striker. I think I've underrated his striking, and he showed it off against Long. He looked solid. The combinations were pretty clean. The 1-2 down the pipe was good. He kept things straight. The output could have been better, and Long is kind of a punching bag, but I thought that his striking was better than I originally considered it to be. And I do think that he's going to be able to take down Smith. And I think there's a very solid chance that Smith's not going to know what to do against somebody like Yu. And I just think that Yu is a lot more experienced right now. And I do think that his grappling might be a little bit too much for Smith. So I like him at these numbers. Plus 200 now, I think it is. Recently changed. And I do like that quite a bit. Plus 225. Yeah, I think it's definitely dog or pass, and I think there's a chance here where Yu ends up looking like a pretty big favorite. There's also a chance that Smith pulls it off, but you're laying like minus 260 on a guy who's very, very green still and does not have good cardio. Like, that's just a fact right now that his cardio is not good. Maybe it'll change. He's young, but you're betting based off information you have, and that's the information we have. So it's Yu for me here, but.
Fair enough.
You make really interesting points.
He is at minus 200 on the line I'm taking on it. So I understand your point, but I also think in the same breath, you can't compare, the athleticism and the pedigree of AJ Cunningham and what Elijah Smith's going to bring in here. And, you're not just going to take down and sit on top of Smith. Like, he will scramble. And I get your point. I think, there is the chance he gasses out over time here. But on the feet, like, it's going to take a lot to close the distance and land successfully. Whereas, like AJ Cunningham, like that dude, he's literally a zero in every aspect of MMA. So, I get it. Smith might not be the perfect prospect or like a title contender going forward. I feel confident about him here, but I've felt confident about a lot of guys in this spot and done poorly. So you never know. You never know.
You never know.
This could be a Marwan Rahiki experience too. So
yeah, I got to figure out which fucking person. If anybody.
All right, we're moving on. We've got the Zulu Warrior Balaji Oki at plus 220 versus Manuel Manomito Sosa minus 270. I mean, Balaji Oki, he's got a chance, like at this stage of his career. There's one of two ways this goes. He washes out heavily and, oh, remember, oh, Vallejos, that was a namer. Or he goes on that post hype, he's kind of had an up and down early prospect, career. He's had great moments. He's had, oh shit, I gassed out and pooped my pants in the octagon moments. But ultimately it's like, do you learn from that and grow, or do you kind of fade off into the distance? So Vallejos, he's coming to a crossroads type of moment in his career. And Manuel Sosa, this is a guy with a ton of experience coming from outside of the UFC. And in his last fight, his only career loss, like Archie Colgan, that's someone that's going to wrestle, rinse, repeat, and has a supremely high pedigree to do so. And Sosa, even there, is finding little moments where it's like, damn, like, if he had just kind of pushed the gas pedal here or there at different times, maybe it turns out differently. I just don't see Oki being able to implement anything like that. It's truly, can he catch Sosa with like a crazy shot and end the fight before it gets going for Sosa? Otherwise, I'm taking Manuel here. He should win. But, I get it, from a debut perspective, from a, man, how could things go wrong? He could be out before the fight even gets going with the type of power that Vallejos has. It's just, he hasn't necessarily capitalized on that. Like, if Sosa's got the same type of chin as like a Mason Jones, like maybe you get hurt, but if you're able to recover and just stick it out, Oki's just going to fade down the stretch. So, nothing here has me wanting to pull the trigger on the dog. Guru, maybe you're finding a spot here for a guy.
Maybe I'm just thinking maybe it's Manuel Sosa in the parlay, because Vallejos doesn't really, he's just not very good. He's hittable. He doesn't have great cardio. And I don't think that, and I think that the UFC knows it, right? I mean,
can I just ask you guys real quick? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
What are you guys basing the bad cardio off of?
Anything I want. Well, I mean, so he got, for me, what I've seen from Oki when he tired down. When did he tire out? He tired out. Well, he didn't look. The Mason Jones fight, Aswell fight. The Kawamba fight. That's where he slows down bad in the Kawamba fight.
Yeah,
so it was also 2 years ago. And it was his UFC debut.
True,
that's fair. And then Aswell fight, like I get it. That dude's got pace. He throws a lot of.
They went to war, bro. And he outstruck Aswell.
You're going to war with a guy that all he's got is a 1-2.
That's fair.
But I asked about the cardio, bro.
That's like, no, you're not wrong.
That's respectable.
So maybe his cardio is improving, and I can respect that. I think this guy Manuel Sosa is pretty fucking good. Solidly well rounded. Tons of experience. PFL, LFA, Bellator, Dana White Contender Series. Right, he's seen it all, done it all. And I don't think that Vallejos is going to have much for him, unless it's some sort of knockout. What do you like that part of it, Mike? Maybe if you don't like the cardio part.
I mean, I agree that Sosa's really good, and I'm not going to try to talk you off another parlay piece because if I keep going, you'll never find a leg.
Well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I just shouldn't parlay this week, and that's fair too.
Yeah, but I'm a little dog friendly sometimes, and I'm going to be wrong on one of these, so. At least one. Could be I'm wrong on every single one I've tried to talk you off of, but that's very possible. But for me, this is another dog or pass. I do like Sosa a lot in general. I think he's a great fighter. I really do. I think he's very talented, and he's still very young, and he's experienced. One of my problems with Oki going into the UFC, and I've never been tremendously high on him, but he was green. Sosa, you can't really say the same about him. He did not come in green. This guy's experienced. He's been around. And I do think he's very, very good, but I do think he also has problems. I think that his counter grappling is not great. Lucky for him, he's not fighting a great wrestler here. But Oki can get takedowns, and Oki is athletic. I don't think that's going to be impossible in this fight. I played that guy Perez against Sosa, and I was feeling awfully good until the third round where Perez just fell apart and got knocked out. But I think it just kind of showed that while Sosa has improved his takedown defense, like the fight before that, I think the guy's name was Barros or something. His own offensive wrestling was looking good, Sosa, but then you see him come in against a guy a little bit more grapple heavy, a little bit more a little closer to UFC caliber, and you see he's still struggling with the grappling. And I also think that his output on the feet just isn't great. He's a guy who really likes to find that shot, find those counters, and if it doesn't come, sometimes he'll just be stuck waiting. Whereas Oki's going to lead. He's going to lead exchanges. He's going to throw. He has proven higher output than something that we've seen from Souza. And I think he's also the cleaner striker in terms of just he's keeping things tight. He's keeping things straight down the pipe, whereas you see a lot of big winging shots from Souza sometimes. So I think Oki a little bit more technical. I think that, like I said, the output, I don't think his cardio is bad per se. And I think that if anything, he might be the one to get I feel like both of them could possibly get takedowns, and I don't expect either of them to have a ton of success holding each other down. So I feel like that's kind of just going to be a push, and then it comes down to the striking. If Oki's chin doesn't hold up, yeah, Souza will probably put him away. But if the chin does hold up, I think Oki's going to be very live, and I think this line's going to look a little bit silly because plus 250 to me, plus whatever it is, 225, I think that's probably a little bit much. Oki's good too, and he is athletic, and he's a guy that not too long ago everybody was high on. It's just his grappling's very green, but he's not getting a grappler here. So
yeah. No, you make a good point, and that's why also for the debut aspect, there's a lot of reasons why I won't take Sosa as the parlay piece this week. I'm going to listen to you a lot more on this one. Listen, I get it. We can't have all agreements and holding hands the whole show, guys. I'm sorry. We love having a powwow, but this one I'm going to hold your hand on. I think you're probably right.
Nobody ever wants to hold my hand.
Yeah, no. I slap that thing away generally. All right, we're moving on. Guru special fight, washed and cooked. Brad Maui Wowie Tavares -105 versus Eric your boy Anders -115. Guru, what are you doing here?
I'm taking a shot on the guy who's washed.
which one?
Exactly. There it is. Yeah.
I got you, bro.
Thank you. I'm going to go with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eric Anders. Why not? No, I mean, honestly, like, I think that it's a little bit more. I think it's quite even on the feet in a lot of ways. I think they're both middling strikers that eat too much damage and don't really knock anybody out anymore. I'm going to take a stab on the guy that might wrestle versus the guy that supposedly has good takedown defense. So Anders has like landed at least a takedown in like 5 fights in a row, 2 or 3 of them with like at least 3. Brad Tavares, who used to have great takedown defense. I mean, we've seen guys with high percentage takedown defense give up takedowns, right? Just look at last week. Max Holloway. Oh, he's got great takedown defense. Doesn't matter. You're going right down.
Oh my God. You're talking about Eric Anders and Charles Oliveira in the same breath.
No, they're the same fighter. If you close your eyes, look at those yellow shorts. Look at those yellow shorts and caramel skin. If you squint and he dyed his hair blonde, you wouldn't even know the difference. So, no, but in all seriousness, he's got a legitimate path to victory, and I got him at plus 100. So I'm going to take the chop.
Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, no, they're both going to retire. They're both washed. It's 100% a 1-800 gambler fight.
I don't think Brad's retiring.
He should be.
But Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. This is the one fight I haven't taped yet. For this card, I just have not been.
How many times have you taped these guys? Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about them, but I need to preface it with the fact that I didn't tape it because if I'm off about something, I got to say it. But yeah, I'm just not hype about this fight. I'm not hyped to bet on it. I don't think I'm going to bet on it. I was thinking to myself, like, the one situation is maybe I'll tape and I'll be like, Anders shouldn't be the dog, but now he's not the dog. And I'm not going to lay chalk on him. I was looking at Anders' record today. He's been knocked down in his last 4 fights. And, you know, lucky enough for him, he's fighting a guy who doesn't hit very hard, but I still wouldn't be shocked if either of these guys hurt each other. I do lean towards Anders a little bit. I'm going to try to explain why, but I feel like logically, I was thinking Tavares because, you know, good takedown defense. He is the cleaner striker, but even if it's just a clinch, like Anders, I think might just be strong enough to just hold him there in the clinch. And it's going to be boring, and maybe the judges don't score it much, but what are they going to score then? Tavares is going to land some massive damage? Probably not going to. So the clinch alone might be enough. Maybe he does land some takedowns. Tavares is getting older. Maybe that takedown defense isn't as good anymore. And yeah, Tavares is still the better striker, but he had Mearshart on the feet for 3 rounds, and he did not look very good to me. I know he still got the win, but I remember that fight, and I didn't think that was a great performance against also a washed Mearshart. So pass for me. But if I was to put money on anybody, it would be it would be Anders, and I would pick Anders.
Yeah, Dick's Insiders are on it. I'm just about to announce the same thing. Hamzat Chimaev will be fighting Sean Strickland May 9th at the Prudential Center, as well as Jan Blachowicz Gurskov rematch. Bobby King Bobby Green versus Jeremy Stevens.
Great matchmaking. Great
And
matchmaking.
Arnold Allen versus Melky Costa. Song Yadong versus Davidson Figueiredo.
Good fight.
Kyler Phillips versus Charles Jourdain.
We knew about that one. Jordan's been talking about it low key.
Yes, very true. So all very, very exciting
Good
fight
fights.
announcements.
Good fights.
Very good fights.
Are you guys gonna go to the Newark card? I'm assuming yes.
TB's getting married, so
Oh, right.
I'll be
That's
on my
right then.
honeymoon.
That's right then. Okay.
That's it. So I'll be having fun though. Don't worry. I'll be watching, but I'll be.
I'm gonna
having
try to go, but I feel like tickets are gonna be rough.
now I thought they actually wouldn't be maybe so bad, but now that it's Hamzat, it's going to be really bad, and then he's going to pull out, and everybody's going to be really sad. So
Yeah.
you can maybe try to get him like the week of type shit, or right before he pulls out. Oh wow, Bilal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim in the
Huh.
Apex.
Wow, Dana White live on our
Main
stream.
event?
Dana, is that the main event? That's a good question.
If that's 5 rounds, I'm gonna be on Bilal.
Yeah,
100%.
main event.
Okay, bet.
Nice. Yeah, I don't need it here, guys. This is not the fight. You know, for any reason you could take one of
I
the
need it.
fighters. I'd give you the opposite
You're wrong.
reason for the other guy.
You're wrong. Let's go, Eric Anders.
All right. Eric
it.
Anders, he's slow, plodding, and could totally just walk into a bunch of strikes as Tavares sticks, moves, and lands more volume throughout the fight as he's wont to do. You could also see Eric Anders just bull rush into the clinch and push forward and, you know, give Tavares a little bit of trouble along the fence. I don't think he's getting extended top time on the mat or anything like that. But yeah, pushing against the cage, that could totally happen. This fight's going to be ugly. It's going to be sloppy. It's going to go to a decision. It's probably going to be a split decision. I don't need to be clenching my butthole when they announce the scorecards for this one. So best of luck, Guru. I wish you well in all of your trials and travesties. Yeah, he got dropped by the Night Wolf Pickett. Like, it's just, he's been dropped by too many guys recently. I dislike it. That doesn't mean I'm betting Brad, but I just dislike betting either guy. Nice. It's pretty solid. All right, we've got, I mean, you could also just go check on Twitter for all the 5,000 people that are talking about Dana White announcing this on his own feed. So if you guys need to see all the matchups that were announced, you know where to go. All right, we've got Beatriz Bia Mesquita minus 650 versus the monster Monsi Rendon. Monster Rat. Montserrat. Yeah, it's interesting. She's got a lot going on. She's definitely got some monster something or other going on. And she's great at maintaining chest-to-chest pressure in the clinch.
Listen, shout out Timmy T. This is a double lotion fight.
Wow. You know, Bia should probably get this done any way that she wants or is able to. Like, she's going to probably get the takedowns that she needs. The question is,
man.
can she get the sub? Can she get ground and pound?
Give me a chance. I want Rendon by decision. You have to take the shot. You have to take the sprinkle. I need it. I need it. She could. She probably won't, but she could.
That's the path. So,
oh yes.
There's no point in taking your money line. You might as well take Rendon by decision.
This girl has beaten absolutely nobody. She's looking suspect at times, and she beat Arina Alexeyeva.
It's a great win. It's an elite win in the UFC.
Nothing.
I would give her so much credit for that.
So give me a chance here. I told you I'd find another plus 400 to take a little sprinkle on.
Wow. Okay. All right. And Mike, what do you think?
Isn't she the only other plus 400 on the card?
No, we got Josh Emmett.
Yeah, and those are the two you said you liked, no?
Yeah.
I'm so confused at how he just answered those.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really think she wins, but there's why not?
Mike?
Yeah, I'm not super passionate on this one. I guess I don't hate a small shot on Rendon decision. I mean, you can lose money on worse things. There's a possibility that Mosquito comes out here and gasses hard, right? But She's very green, but I do lean towards her just being a way better fighter, way better mixed martial artist. The jiu-jitsu is really, really elite, and I don't really know what Rendon's going to do to keep it on the feet. I mean, it's possible her takedown defense is really, really good. I haven't seen it tested all that much against like good grapplers, but I have a feeling that she's probably going to get taken down, even if the takedown defense is great and she stuffs 9 out of 10 takedowns. She probably gets taken down at least once. And once they are on the ground, I think Mesquita is a problem. I was on her KO prop last time, and it looked like she actually really wanted it, and the ref just was not calling the fight. So she said, screw this. I'm going to go for the sub. Now she's saying she wants an armbar. So maybe it's not the time to play the KO prop, but I think she's going to finish. I'm just not sure by what method or when.
Yeah, that's the most likely scenario. But I understand the temptations. The guru has seen, the powerful eyes of Medusa, and he's turned into a stone. All right, we're moving on. We've got Lucky Luan Lacerda versus the Guanche Warrior Hisher Sosa. Mike, gotta know, what do you got here?
It's an interesting fight. I can't say I was like super high on Sosa going into this Contender Series fight. I tried to fade him with that guy Maxim Lee, and I still don't know if Lee's just a fraud or if Sosa's just great, but it was a good performance, especially considering the circumstances. His dad died like that day or the day before. Like, that's rough. And he still came out there and he had a good game plan. He didn't fight emotional. That's one of the good things about him, is he has good fight IQ, and he kept that even under something really crazy. So he makes good decisions in the cage. That's good about him. He is a pretty good offensive wrestler. He's good in the clinch. I think that's going to be big for him here. And he's a solid striker, and I think he can push a pace. There's been moments where his cardio hasn't looked great, like in the ground ball fight in round 3. He looked a little bit gassed to me, but that was a while ago. And since then, he does seem like he can push a pace now, and he can, keep it up a little bit better over 15. And you also have to like the fact that, since Lacerda's fight against Blackshear, so about 3 years, I think it's been, he's had 1 fight. In that same period of time, plus 1 month, Sosa has had 9 fights. This guy's just been way more active, and he's been improving, and he's been getting better. And I also like that he's at Bangtao Muay Thai for this camp. At least he was. Now he's in Vegas. But I still think that Lacerda's a challenge for him, and I wouldn't really lay the chalk on the money line for Sosa, because Lacerda's good too. He's inactive. That's a problem. He's gassy. That's a problem. But his jiu-jitsu is by far the best Sosa's faced to date. And if Sosa does go the grappling heavy route, that could be a problem. That could be a mistake. And then it's like, okay, what if I said he had good fight IQ. What if he decides, all right, it's not smart to grapple. Let me keep this on the feet. Am I positive he's going to outstrike Lacerda? Like, I lean towards yes, but I'm not convinced that's the case. Like, Lacerda's not a bad striker. It was almost completely a stand-up affair against Stamen, and he did pretty well. Stamen, I know he's a wrestler, but like, Sosa's not the greatest striker in the world either. And Lacerda does have good kicks. I think he's a little bit kick heavy. And if Sosa is, pressuring, closing the distance, that can help Sosa a lot. And I think he's going to do that. And like I said, I think going to the clinch is going to be a good move for Sosa too. Kind of just slow down the fight a little bit, slow down Lacerda, start to wear on that gas tank. And then as the fight goes on, I think he'll start to take over. But early, Lacerda is going to be scary, I think. So it's a pass from a money line. But if you do like Sosa and you want to get involved, I like the decision prop for him. I think that's kind of a crazy number, plus 290. When for me, like, don't show me the line, just ask me what I think what did I fill in on my Tapology? Like, I put Sosa decision. I think that's the most likely way he wins, and it's plus 290. So I do like that, but pass on a money line.
You know what they say about Sosa, right? The bitches love him.
For a second, I was like, what?
Definitely have to talk to grandma here, because shout out Dan Tom, and maybe shout out myself a little bit. Hot round here on Luan Lacerda. The man has 11 career submissions, and count them, he has 8 in round 2. And we're coming fresh off picking him last fight, where yes, I picked him by sub, and I picked him by sub in round 2. And guess what, boys? He got the sub in round 2. So why not go back to the well here? Luan Lacerda by round 2 submission at plus 2,000. Yeah, I'm going to be taking a little sprinkle on that. He could honestly also get it in round 1. But I do think Hetcher's pretty solid. I don't really rate that guy, Maxim Lee, very high. I mean, he had no idea what to do on the ground. He just laid on top of him. So yeah, I mean, it could be an interesting fight in that regard. And I do think Luan Lacerda is dangerous in that, like, he throws really heavy because he's not afraid of getting taken down because his BJJ is so good. At the same time, I don't think he's fought anybody like with this good of BJJ in a while. You know, Heterosos is pretty solid. I mean, obviously, other than the fights he probably loses, which is Damon Jackson. I mean, Damon Blackshear. Wow, I totally screwed that up. Damon Blackshear, and he loses to Cody Stamen, but I imagine he's getting out wrestled there. So yeah, Luan Lacerda round 2 sub for a sprinkle. Otherwise, Hetcher probably gets it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys down an interesting path. Last week we had triple Cody action. This week, the matchmakers gave us the Sousa Sosa parlay of a lifetime. I think you just got to go ahead, close your eyes, pull the trigger, and hope for the best on a cute little dumb parlay. But they're both making their debut. I'm not necessarily sold on the idea of both, but I think more often than not, both guys should win. And Sosa here, he should have him covered outside of, like you guys said. You broke it down beautifully. So why waste the people's time?
Can we talk about very quickly?
Yes.
I know no more matchups, right? But why do they hate Beneil Dariush so much?
I wanted to bring that up too. I don't know why they hate this guy.
Why do they hate him? They're like, oh, you should retire. No, you don't want to after getting knocked out 3 times in round 1. How about a 4th?
That's so funny.
Yeah, horrible. And TB, did you know? You must have known about your boyfriend fighting in Macau.
No, I haven't been looking at that. I've been focused on our show.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, you must have known from weeks ago because, you guys are very close.
No. I didn't know anything.
You broke up?
No.
Do you want to talk about what happened?
No.
Oh, okay.
Volkov, Waldo.
We're here. We're here for you. Oh, that's a good fight. Yeah, we don't know about that one, but that's a good fight.
This is exactly what the people called for. Piera Lafayette. What?
The rematch of a lifetime.
Yeah, Piera Lafayette Rodriguez versus the Sam Page, Sam Hughes. And last fight ended up being a semi-close decision. And in this fight, I think we're probably looking at a chance for another decision. Oh, yeah, Mike getting after it. Let's go. And minus 155 for Piera. Like, the line, she seems to be taking money as the week goes on here. And yeah, I just have a feeling like I think I've seen more changes in a positive direction from Sam Hughes as far as like physicality, body changes, as far as like, I've seen her make real body composition and like changes to her striking and her aggressive approach. Like, yeah, she had a lot of that on the regional scene, but it was a bit more wild. And I feel like she's really built out a solid game plan in the UFC. So where Piera, I think she's going to need clean top control or like an easy distance striking battle to be happy. And I think Sam has kind of mastered the art of like just disgusting fights. And I think that's what we get here. I'm leaning towards the dog here, but the line has been going the opposite way. So I'm just going to keep waiting and see if there's something that I don't know. But I feel like Hughes, she's going to force this to be an ugly fight. And I think she's going to come out with the victory as the underdog.
Something's coming. I don't know. The line has just continued to tip back towards open. I mean, she got as low as plus 105, and now she's back to we can get plus 145 now. So, to your point, like, it should be a fairly close, disgusting fight. And I would prefer like a grinder in Sam Hughes that, has a clear game plan and like, some boxing and some takedowns, but I don't know. The line movement has me a little sketched. Anything from you, Mike?
Line movement's kind of freaking me out too. I was looking at it and it's like, I know some sharp people on Hughes, and I like every time she gets bet, somebody buys back on Piera, and I don't know who's laying chalk on Piera. I don't know any such person. So that's kind of freaking me out a little bit, but when going into the tape, I was thinking, yeah, Piera again. I don't see what's really changed. I don't see why she can't do it again. And then I went back to it, and it's like I can definitely see why Hughes can get the upset here. I mean, even the first fight, would it have been a crazy robbery if they gave Hughes round 1? I don't think it would have been. It was a really close fight, and off memory, going in, like pre-tape, I remember that fight just Piera taking her down over and over, but also keeping her there and just winning based off of just control. But that's not at all what happened. I mean, she didn't consolidate more than a minute of control time in any single round. There was one round where she got I think it was like a minute and 15 seconds or something. But other than that, Hughes was just popping up. Every single time she got taken down, she popped back up. And that's why Piera needed 8 takedowns, because Hughes kept getting back up to her feet. So it's like, okay, that was when Hughes, that was what, 2-3 years ago? That was when her grappling still was not great. Now it's pretty clear that she's gotten a lot better in the counter grappling. And even then she was able to, stuff a lot of takedowns and also get back up a lot.
Yeah.
So what if she can stuff even more takedowns now? What if Piera really struggles to take her down? What if when she does take her down again, she keeps popping back up? Piera likely will slow down again. And who's really leveled up when you look at the two of them? I mean, Hughes has clearly gotten better, whereas Piera to me looks just about exactly the same. I can't really say she's gotten that much better. I still don't think her striking is all that good. Sam Hughes isn't an amazing striker either, but she works hard. She throws a lot of output. I think she's going to throw more, and I lean towards her landing more as well. And she also has a better cardio. I think she's also gotten stronger and more physical. And in that first fight, one place where Piera had a lot of success was the clinch. I don't know that she's going to have that same success now that Sam seems to be a little bit stronger and a little bit more physical. So you take away the clinch success, you take away, a little bit more wrestling success, accounting for Hughes getting better. And now you have an even closer fight where maybe Hughes should be favored. So for me, I'm very tempted on Hughes. I haven't played it yet just because of what we were saying about the line movement. Like, that's kind of scaring me, but I might do it. It's definitely dog or pass. I originally picked Piera, but I kind of want to switch my pick.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna need the Sam Page. So listen, just because the line moves doesn't mean that the market's correct. I've seen this week after week of times where I've gotten ahead of the line movement and just been fucked. So
yeah, I want Sam Page. I've been waiting all week. It was the first fight that stood, not that I looked at, but as I looked at the card, it was the first fight that stood out to me. And the line just hasn't agreed with my thought process, but that doesn't mean that I won't get there.
Beautiful.
Love it.
All right, 6. So I think we did our job. We had an amazing time. We broke down this card head to toe. We gave you some sketchy parlays. And listen, if I'm not mistaken, for our boy John Newquist, I'm 90% sure we just had our dog of the week in Sam Page.
100%.
All right, sick. That's hot. It's legit hot. All right.
All right. I was gonna ask Couch Warrior to give us a dog that he liked, but that might be too difficult. So I want to give him something even more difficult. Help me cook this parlay. I need some chalky favorites. Who do you like? Who are we talking?
You want favorites?
We just need to get the plus money. I'd even take like an over of sorts, like anything that gets us plus money. Like, we have rent tomorrow that needs to get paid. Like, the baby needs fresh diapers. Like, how do we just convert?
It's a tricky one, bro.
Welcome.
I don't hate oral buy. I don't hate him.
So he's in there. That's minus 300. That's not bad.
If only you were still getting the minus 240, you'd only need one more leg.
True. Delgado's gonna be automatic first Feely.
It's a gross price, but I guess, yeah.
All right, so we're at minus 143. We need one more now. And I'm down for a prop. I'm down for like whatever it is, but we need one more.
Oh, this guy's
I highly doubt Piera or Sam Hughes are going to get a finish. So you could take that disgusting over.
Oh, it's minus.
But then what if Rodriguez gets exhausted?
Yeah, no. What if she DQs her by headbutting again? No.
True. She's also ridiculous. Right. Okay.
Like, I would sooner do like.
I don't hate C.
Like, I would. Oh, C.
So you don't like him
from C to signing C.
I
mean, I like it. I do like C to do it. It's just like scary. What about like an over 1.5 in the main event?
It's set at 1.5.
No, he's a degenerate and will take minus 500 just so that he can get the plus money here.
Yeah, like,
I guess
We need to feed a family.
Yeah, I mean, it'll suck if Emmett bonks him like he did Mitchell, but he's probably
No,
not going to.
No, I don't think so. He's a much better striker than Bryce Mitchell. But all right, but like, what about like that type of idea? Who else we liking?
I'm looking.
Need something. Oh, I got it. Unless it's really that crazy and we're scared about durability, it's the over 1.5 in the Anders Tavares fight.
They might knock each other out at the same time, dude.
They might.
they're both so washed.
Oh my god.
Wow, this is. I was thinking maybe the Smith U over, but it's a lot chalkier than I thought it would be.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this is a tough card, dude. I don't have a lot of bets on this card. It's a tricky one.
Interesting. Maybe
like I feel like most of the favorites are probably going to get it done, but a lot of these dogs can win, I think.
It's not Kevin Vallejo, right? Like, we can't do that. That's terrible. It's a bad idea. So, yeah, maybe it's C, but we still haven't quite got there. And I know TB's antsy. TB also hasn't helped at all, so.
I gave you guys 2 separate parlays for this evening, so if you're not happy with them, that's up to you.
Yeah, dude, I'm stuck at that. I don't know who else.
Damn, TB, you're.
Like, I think Sosa's gonna win, but I don't think I can tell you in good conscience to parlay him.
I appreciate you and your conscience. All right,
he
boys.
knows that there's children that need to be fed. But listen, this has been an electric time. Make sure, follow us on Picket, right? You're gonna see where all of our bets end up. Every live bet, every prop, all the ones you can't put.
You're gonna almost see where those.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, say can you see? All of our bets. Also, there's all the other options, but I think what's most important is that we had a great time. We learned a lot. We had fun together. So make sure you like and subscribe because guys, like we're dangerously close to 900. So we're fighting our way to 1,000 this year. I swear. And once again, I'm gonna find out if you didn't like and subscribe and you were watching this video. I'm finding out where you live. So,
and we're gonna dox you.
Yeah, no, I never said that. I'm just finding out. I'm just gonna find out. It's up to you to decide what I do with that information. Well, Mike, what do you got to say before we pass it off to the guru to close it out?
Not much, bro. Thank you guys for having me on. It was a blast as always. Always a good time here, and thank you to everybody watching. Appreciate it. And yeah, check out my stuff. Couch Warrior Podcast on YouTube. Couch Warrior Pod on Twitter. I posted my breakdown on Tuesday, so if you want to listen to my voice more, go check it out. And if you prefer short form content, my MMA shorts are going to come out tomorrow. I do them for every single card. It's a 1 minute or less breakdown for every single fight on the card. And I talk pretty fast, so I think I get a decent amount of information in there. But check that out if that's your thing. And yeah, thanks again, guys.
Awesome. Seriously, Mike, thank you so much for your time. Guys, go check out Couch Warrior Pod over on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share that shit around. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We love it. We're still rocking and rolling. I mean, there is no end in sight. We're going straight through to May. We don't have a week off till Memorial Day. So keep tuning in. We are back next week in Europe. We're going to England, boys. It's gonna be awesome. Evloev Murphy. So make sure you're following TB Scouting MMA over on Twitter, Instagram, Picket, and Tapology. And you can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Instagram, Picket, Tapology, and Verdict. Be safe out there, and let's make some money.
TV's spitting fire, Guru's getting higher, couch changing.